So what are we going to do today is a rear brake pad replacement on a electromechanical parking brake. These things, if you don't know how to do it, can end up being an expensive mistake. So I'll talk to you while I'm working. But obviously the very first step is to break loose the bolts of both the rear tires, jack it up, remove the wheel. I guess that's quite obvious. So two rubber covers over the bolt covers, one at the top, one at the bottom. Now there are two ways of doing electromechanical parking brakes. First way is you have a OBD tool. Second way, if you don't have a OBD tool, then what you have to do is, as you can see, there is a connector on the motor. If you can see, here is the connector exactly. This connector, you need to remove this connector. There will be 2 points inside this connector. One is positive and one is negative. If you connect both of them with a 12-volt battery, the piston is either going to press outwards or inwards. What we want to do when we want to change the brake pads is we want the piston to go inwards. In your case, if your piston is coming out, then what you need to do is inverse the polarity, change the wires, switch the wires on both the poles, and the piston will go inside. Don't try to force this thing, it's expensive and you will break it. So this is the easy way, not the exactly easy way. This is the way if you don't have the OBD tool. But if you have the OBD tool, things get a little easy. I'll show you the step as well. As you can see, I've connected the OBD 11 to the car. The very first thing you need to do is go into the brakes. The OBD tool is plugged inside the car right now. I'm sitting outside. So the next thing is basic settings. And the thing I was making a mistake was I was thinking about it as an electromechanical parking brake and the brake pad replacement, but the thing I realized after that is that the technical name in the group of the brake pads is not actually brake pads, it's brake lining. So start lining change mode. As soon as you will do this thing, you will hear the motor going back. That's the noise of motor going back. It will go back to its lowest so that you can change the brake pads easily, because the thickness of the new brake pads is going to be much more than the thickness of the old brake pads you are using right now. And as soon as you will do this, there will be a fault on the screen, electrical parking brake fault. Don't freak out, I'll show you how to remove that. Now what you have to do is to open the caliper is you have to open two bolts, 1 and 2 down there. They are Allen head. If you don't have Allen head, then T45 works great. Yes, it works without slipping. If you have the correct size Allen head, then go ahead. Nobody is stopping you from using the right tool, but I don't have the right Allen head. I have to find which one is it. And let me open this thing up and I'll show you what to do next. So yes, I have the Allen bit. It's called H7. So you have to use this thing to open this up. Clean these pins well. There's one on the bottom as well. Then there is this spring which you have to pull out. And compress the piston by your hand a little. It should. And then you can pull the caliper out. And rest it on the trailing arm for just a second. Pull the brake pads out. They're simple, just slide them back. Now you have to use these brake pads. Here, in this orientation, to make sure that you can press the piston inside completely before installing the new brake pads, because you need space for the new brake pads. Okay, both of them are not fitting right now, so we are going to do with one. As you can see, the piston is completely compressed inside the housing the way it should before the new brake pads. As you can see, there are two dings on the piston. I don't know whether camera is able to catch it up or not. If you don't have anything, can't connect the power line to the battery, you can use this two dings to rotate and press the piston at the same time to move it in. But that thing is so obsolete in terms of electromechanical parking brakes, where there is a motor. You just connect two wires and it's much more easier. Check the condition of your rotor as well. Mine seems good, so I'm not doing anything with it. But somehow I feel like my internal pad is wearing less than the external one, so most probably I need to grease the pins. I'll keep that in mind. Anyways, I have to clean it and I'll grease it as well properly. Next, I'm not using OE this time. I ordered Febby Bilsteins. The brake pad with the spring on top is supposed to go in on the inside, and without the spring is on outside, so keep that in mind. Look at the difference in the thickness. Then just simply place everything back on. Make sure this spring is compressed by your piston, and you have to place these caliper pins back again at 7, but I have to clean it. So let me just pack this thing up and I'll show you the process ahead. So both of the pins installed. Don't forget to push these dust boots back in, and as you can see, while I can still push, like move the caliper. That is how it should be. That is the reason why I greased the boots or greased the pins, so that it moves and puts equal pressure on both the sides. The only thing I have not done right now is install this spring, and I'm going to do that thing next. Sometimes it can be a pain to install, but only sometimes. Other times it goes in really well, and I feel like today is going to be that. No, it is easy. You can still move the piston. That means what you have done is like correct. So I just completed replacing both the brake linings on the rear of my car. As you can see, there's a fault, electronic parking brake fault, and if you try to engage the parking brake, the light will blink. That means it's not engaging. There's a fault in the system. Now what you have to do is, let me connect the diagnostic tool and show you what you have to do. As soon as I've connected, there's one faulty control unit. As we see, there is brakes, and if you look into the faults in the brake system, it will show you brake pad replacement mode active. So what we have to do is now go into the basic settings again. We started start lining change mode. Now we have to end it, and as soon as you do that, lights on your dash will start to flash. You'll hear the motors running, and it will calibrate itself for the new brake pads. And as soon as it turns green, that means everything is done. So you go back, you go into the faults, you just delete the fault. The fault is cleared, lights gone. So as you can see, if I press the brake pedal and turn on the parking brake, it will engage. So that's how you do it. After brake pad replacement, make sure you drive easy till next 10-12 kilometers. Let the brake pads bed inside the disc. A little bit of grinding noise from the back is kind of okay till the time the pads are in their respective positions and they have bedded well. So don't freak out if that happens.